My first high school class, I had an Asperger kid, and was absolutely fascinated by him. He didn't listen to anything I said, nothing. But I made paper airplanes during all my lessons, but I was so fascinated by him that I wanted to start my own scratch class after school, which I did. And I studiously made my lesson plans and got all my scratch cards ready. And unfortunately, the class was a disaster. It was a disaster for me and for the kids. And as they carried each kid out, I stood one by one. I signed everybody on, and I did everything and got everything ready. And then after the crash and the burn, they brought each kid back one by one and sat them down by the computer, and peace reigned. And so I learned that you really have to be very, very, very ready for the Asperger and the autistic kid. You really don't want to, you want to be ready to give them immediate gratification. They're coming in so excited to make a game. This is the big thing in their life, that you don't want them to have your little vision of having a nice lesson. You're sitting there, you're giving them a nice lesson, and then they're going to go and play Scratch? No, this isn't how it's going to happen. So you can't force your agenda. You have to listen to their agenda. And they will, and they have a hard life. It's very tough to them, so you give them what they want, and they will go with it. And as I said, life isn't always easy, so you give them what they want, and they really do, and they go to it very naturally. And the attraction is, it's a program. It's not a person. So communication happens. When communication happens, it happens online. It happens in the classroom. And this is what they need. And if you have the opportunity to use student mentors, use it. It's a two-way win-win situation. It's the mentors for the first time feel very smart, very needed, very wanted, and the kids have these role models, and it's just fantastic. And here's some of the student work. John Henry was really something. For the first time he saw Scratch, and he said, "Oh no, someone stole Pokemon!" And I said, "It's okay, you can borrow Pokemon also." And so he did, and he was about 9, maybe 8 years old, and you could see his eyes bulge out, and you can almost see the wheels in his head work. And he made a Pokemon game, and it's just amazing how intuitive these kids are of making scratch games and programming. And here he did this for me very quickly, just to show that he's moving on to more sophisticated Pokemon games. Now Jack was very different. Jack was very private. He didn't want to show anybody his game. He kept it on a private flash drive. Nobody got to look at it until Scratch Day. And Scratch Day, Jack went wild, absolutely wild. He showed everybody his game. And I don't know who had more fun, he or his father. Now this is from our mentors' games. I'm sorry I'm not showing more of the code, but these are very nice games you can look up on the site, Super Zip Zop, and they're very good code, very good comment. He loves to make art out of music, and he has changed all of the sine, cosine, and the other variables so that you can customize your own music. And when all else fails, you can always watch the grass grow.